I want to just touch on what Bonnie was saying about the golf carts. Everybody knows about the Core Pass process and all of that, but recently I shared a letter that we received at Flying Headquarters. I shared it with Lights, and I typed it up for him, and I'm not sure where it ended up, but it was from a first-time visitor to Sun and Fun last year, and he was very, very concerned about the golf cart operation here at during the event. He had been here 3 different days of the event, first-time visit, and took his time, which we all know, the time that you give is your most valuable resource. He took time to handwrite a note about his concerns about our golf cart operations on the field. So one of the things that I would ask you is put yourself in our guest's place and drive more carefully around the site and understand that they're here, they're looking up, hopefully, to see what airplane's flying by. They're not concentrating on the fact that you've got to get somewhere in a golf cart. So off my soapbox on the golf cart issue, just wanted to share that. Good morning. Okay, I'm going to talk about some of the normal things I talk about, and most of all of this is already, or some of it's already been mentioned. This map, please, I know it's kind of small. Melissa, thank you very much for doing it for me. This map, we're going to continue to update it, and it will eventually make its way into the volunteer handbook. So you don't need to write everything down. You'll get a copy of it in the handbook. But I just want to go over some things that have already been mentioned this morning. The movement of the different operations, so to speak. The announcer stand will be co-located with the Air Boss operation. And the Bloodmobile, which has not been new to Sun and Fun, but we're kind of relocating it where it's going to be close to our military welcome area, which is going to be on the east side of main registration, which is right in this area. It's going to be on the walk path area coming into the event. The Flightline Club and 927 Circle, which is not a new operation, but it's still going to be north of the Warbird ramp. We are actually going to be moving it a little bit more west, down, still on the north side of the Warbird ramp, but it'll be a little bit more west of the location that it was at last year. The golf cart depot, which I know a lot of y'all are really interested in, is going to be kind of wrapped around the corner and in the area where the parts exchange tent was located last year. So we're trying to get the golf cart operation a little bit more off of Rocky Road. It's very, very congested in that area. So just look for it around the corner from the north side of Hangar E. Handicap parking. We are going to be, we're changing things up a bit with our handicap parking this year, and what really brought this to bear was last year during the storm, we ended up having to put parking into, and handicap parking, but regular parking as well, into our Lindbergh lot. This year, we decided to offer hard surface handicap parking in our Lindbergh lot. So what's going to happen is we are going to have 2 options for handicap parking. We're going to have it just on the north side of the regular convention parking, primarily where it has been before, but it'll be a smaller space allocated for it. And then we're also going to have a handicap parking space in this area over in the Lindbergh lot. So we'll have signage out on the field. You need to share this with their guests. Once the handicapped area in this parking lot fills up, if our guests, our handicapped guests, choose not to park in the regular parking lot, they will be directed to the Lindbergh lot, to the handicap parking location there. The international tent is moving just a bit. It's still going to be on the west entry walk path to the event, but it's going to go on the south side of the walk path and down just a little bit. The kids zone that Lights mentioned is going to be in the area that used to be our yellow lot, so it's going to be in this area. Don't breathe deeply, there's still going to be a yellow lot. The light plane camping area, this actually moved last year due to some storm issues and different things, but the actual light plane camping is going to be adjacent to the light plane operation in the same field. There will still be some light plane volunteers that will be camping over in this location, but this is going to be our new yellow lot, which I will get to in just a minute. Media Center. The Media Center, Lights touched on it, is going to be in the Tom Davis Center. In case any of you do not know exactly where that is, that's the Tom Davis Center. That's where the media, they'll be parking in Bonnie's, what we call Bonnie's exhibitor lot, but media will also be directed to be parked in this parking lot as well. And they will be walking across and doing their thing there at the Tom Davis Center. Parts exchange, which I mentioned before, since the golf cart depot is going into where their tent location was, where are we going with the parts exchange? They're moving back into Hangar E. They'll be using a good portion of the north side of that building. So please take time out of your schedule to visit with the parts exchange while you're here. We have something new this year, preferred parking. I'm not sure if you mentioned that before. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the details of it. We'll share that with you at some point in time, but we will be promoting a preferred parking on the website for people who want to pay, I believe it's $25 per day, and it will be in the location of where these letter Ks are on the map. So we'll give you more details on that later. And the next thing is the Military Veterans Welcome Tent. How many in here knew we had one of those? Okay. Well, we have a military welcome tent that's located at the front gate on the the east entry pathway. And it's been run by Ann McKee for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years at least. And basically, it's there to welcome our military veterans to the event, give them a little special token, and just let them know that we're glad that they're here. They are going to be pretty much in the same spot, but we're also going to have some other assets placed around them to help support their operation. So that's all going to be on the east side of the main registration entry pathway. The volunteer kitchen, as Lights mentioned, is going to be relocating to the FAM Pavilion Kitchen, and hopefully this will be just a transition at this point, as he mentioned before. Hopefully we can move forward with that. But that will be in the kitchen that is kind of beside the stage area, and it has a roll-up window there, and we'll figure out. Mobile mess needs to be coordinated in on that as well. But hopefully that will work very well this year for our volunteer kitchen volunteers. The yellow lots, as I mentioned before, this is going to be the new yellow lot, the large, and what we're calling the late yellow lot. We're going to have a very small yellow lot right here, and that's going to be the early yellow lot. For those of you who get to work early, you might be able to find a space in there. Now, I've coordinated with Teresa Caskey with our on-site transportation team, and she is going to, once the tractors get gassed up in the morning, their first run will be go to the yellow lot to pick up early volunteers from this location and take you back to the on-site transportation depot, and then hopefully you'll be able to get to your work area if you come in and need to park in the yellow lot. The next thing is the youth activities, as Lights mentioned, is going to be, and it's not really on this map, but right here where this letter O is, there is a brand new Piedmont hangar here on the field, and all of the youth activities will be located in that operation. They'll also be supporting the youth tours out of that building as well. Okay, so the next thing that I want to get into, and as I said, this meeting will be, or this map will be in our volunteer handbook. At some point, we will be updating it with smoking areas and different things as they come up. So, I'm going to get the keyboard back out here. Okay, for the chairman in the audience, y'all should be very, very familiar with these websites by now. I know that the chairman page on thesunandfun.org, there's still a few things that I'm waiting to update. The food form for lunches is not updated yet, and the volunteer handbook is not on there as well. So those will be updated as soon as I can get some information completed for those two items. The Sun and Fun credential and equipment ordering website, which is this one here. I know that those of you who are chairman, there are still a few little glitches, and y'all have been really good about emailing me and letting me know what they are. We're working on them as quickly as we can, so bear with us. It's all a transition, and there's going to be glitches, but for the most part, I think it's working pretty well. I want to thank you guys for hanging in with me through this process, because I know that things that are new, because I'm experiencing a lot of new stuff this year, I know things that are new are really kind of hard to grasp sometimes, but y'all are doing a terrific job, and I really appreciate your support with it. I want to thank Charlie Bukowski, who is not here today, but this man puts in so many hours and takes so much grief from me. He's the man behind that website. So if you know Charlie, he's our chairman of the Aircraft Emergency Repair. Please thank him, because he has gone above and beyond to get this thing working for us. So I really want to thank him. And then staff member Dave Fuller, who has taken the other part of it and has brought it in-house, so we will be able to fill your orders. Joe Thompson and I have been working with him to get that process done. So it has been a very large team effort, and I appreciate everything that everyone has done for this process. Okay, the other website that I have here, and you probably can't, I don't know if you can read it all that well. I don't know what happened with my PowerPoint when I delivered it this morning. It had a green background, so things you can't see it very well here, so I apologize for that. There is a website here. We're giving the T-shirt that Lights has on, of course, everyone that schedules with their volunteer chairman and puts in a schedule for work is going to receive a complimentary T-shirt. Make sure when you're talking to your chairman that you give them your T-shirt size. We need that. The T-shirts will be bundled and given back to the chairman for distribution, so we need to have as much information as we can. I went on to the report last night and looked at it, and there's a lot of credentials that have been ordered that we don't have T-shirt sizes for people. So if you have a volunteer and you know they're going to want to have a T-shirt, you need to make sure that you get us their T-shirt size. Now, this website is if you have a volunteer that wants to purchase extra T-shirts. They can go to this website and do so at a very economical cost. The thing on this website is that whoever does that, whatever volunteer is doing, they need to make sure that they indicate who their chairman is. We are not shipping T-shirts. We're not mailing T-shirts. There's not going to be one centralized location to get T-shirts. They're going to be distributed by chairman. So please make sure that when you tell your volunteers if they're wanting to buy additional T-shirts that they have to indicate who they work for or what area they work for. And there's 2 little PDF files that they can click on and try to find out who that is if they don't know. So if you will share that information, I would really appreciate it. And we will be putting this in the newsletter as well.